What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? I'm ready to get back to this market and take a look at the choppity chop type of market we had today. And it just seems like I don't know, man. It's all over the place today. And there's a lot of times where I feel like I have edge, a reading on the market. Right now, Zero reading. Zero reading, at least in the intraday. Let's talk all about that. Let's get into the action. Only one swing trade on. Stopped out of RTX, WFG. Not doing good in those. And it really wasn't the best week to swing trade, at least, unless you were like, short tech and were able to catch that first downturn action there. So now it's time to watch, right? And I think that that's what I'm going to be doing is just keeping an eye on the action to see what happens here. You guys can take a look here at the Qs. The Qs are dropping off right now, and we'll look to see if we get a drop off towards the end. And a little part of me is leaning towards that drop back down towards like maybe even VWAP here towards the end. We'll see what happens. It's 336 as we start getting some downside. And it just seems like the volatility is expanding. And I can easily show that by the average true range, right? And we can take a look at that and we can take off the numbers here and just go big. And you can see how the average true range in the last couple of days is really starting to expand. It went down towards a low of like $3.60 on the SPY to now we're getting up there towards an average true range of 526. Of course, we're not talking about extremes like we had in the pandemic and in the bear market where we were going like, easily 7 points. Almost at this point, at the height, we were moving 12 points. So it's definitely not that extreme, but it's starting to climb. And I think that this is what's causing a lot of the range moves, right? Take a look at how the Qs are moving here and the average true range. So you guys can see here how, we were falling off the tape on volatility. Now we're starting to increase volatility here, and we're starting to get the Qs moving easily, about $6. And so that just goes to show me that, hey, the volatility is increasing. And when you have volatility increase, you are going to get a lot of shakes in the market. What did we get this week? Let's just recap, right? Take a look at just NVIDIA's action this week, right? We'll take a look here and we'll look at of course, where we started the week. We started the week off on the 21st, right? Take a look at this action, guys. From Monday, what do we get? We get a big push up. Tuesday, we get a takedown. Wednesday, we get a push up. Thursday, what do we get? We get a takedown. And then today, we get a little bit of a move towards the upside and then another takedown. It just shows me the volatility is increasing and you're getting a lot of these range to the top of the dailies, to the resistance, to the bottom of the daily resistance. And this is when I think we really need to do what? We really need to be focusing on daily charts, not to get caught at the top and not to get caught on the bottom, right? Either way, we don't want to be stuck where? In the middle. That's where I think a lot of the times you can get stuck on a range bound move like this and you just get stuck watching. And that's when I think that we're really in bad positions, when we're feeling like what? Like the pigs. The pigs out there don't choose either or. They don't know whether to go on the bear side. They don't know whether to lean on the bull side. So they usually end up in the middle of the charts. And that's when I feel like we can get wrecked the most, is when we're not making a decision. We're just hanging on, and you're getting this volatility move from the upside to the downside. Let's take a look around the markets. Let's go to the sectors and the industries. If you guys have anything to keep a look at, I will go ahead and check it out. Technology is green from the open right now, but man, it was a roller coaster ride this morning, right? After Jerome Powell, during Jerome Powell was speaking, we got a spike. I don't know why, because he was talking very hawkish. Next thing you know, we were spiking towards the upside. Then out of nowhere, we get this extreme downside action and downside pressure. And then the buying just came back in. It just seems to me like today is one of those days where the fast trading is controlling the market. And the algos, they don't have emotions. They can play this up and down action. And the truth is, as a retail trader, you're getting left a lot today just scratching your head. And don't worry, team, I'm scratching my head also here. I'm wondering at what are we really seeing here? Is this an extreme bounce back? I don't know. I mean, Nvidia just went to the VWAP. It wasn't an extreme bounce back. Apple's back up there though to almost 179 though. And if you look at Microsoft, it's up there to 323s. It just seems like a lot of mixed bag out there. And with that being said, we got to be careful when we're playing this mixed bag. Let's catch up with the chat. How we doing out there? It's good to see you guys. Jay Rice in the house. What's going on? Knockity knock. How we doing? Lots of chop is guaranteed in this market. Cameron saying, so glad I averaged down some yesterday. Yeah, it's difficult. Core Shorts, what's up out there? What are you looking at? All right, Chris, messed up on my gains today. Not the end of the world, but tough luck. Thought I could ride my shorts longer. Didn't anticipate that bounce during my meetings. Hey, it happens, Chris. And I think that that's why I sometimes just leave stops far away from my entry, but just in case I need to come back and take my profits, right? And I know all about those meetings that can cost you money. Trust me, it's happened to me plenty of times, Chris, where I've been in some other Benzinga meeting or doing some other interview, and then a stock just goes and just turns around. So like always, we want to do what first? Always protect ourselves. And is that a Duke shirt I see there? I mean, being in Charlotte, I'm not too far, right? Hey, let me know, Chris. All right, Ben Mystery, what's going on out there? I like you guys out there, like always. Cameron's asking a question. Am I thinking that because we now have the Fed thoughts and earnings are mostly behind us, trading should level out? We'll see, right? Bears don't want to give it up, all that money. Pluto wants to take a look at Shopify. We'll definitely take a look at Shopify. Sunhawk out there. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you before in the chat. It's good to have some new loyal listeners, of course. And if you guys want to tune in, like always, hit the subscribe button down below. You guys know where you're at. Benzinga, of course. And look at the subscribers that we have right now, guys. We are working and in less than 500 subscribers from reaching 200,000 subscribers, team. Smash the like. I don't know about that, guys, but I can tell you right now, that makes me feel a little good. Let's keep growing, team. We're almost to 200K. All right, let's go looking into the market today. Technology, of course, getting that lift. Let's go to utilities. This is an interesting area because I was seeing the XLU rise today, and I was calling this off the VWAP. It was looking pretty good in the early day. And this did held right there around the 63.40s. Then did a nice little takeoff to 63.95. Pulled back to the VWAP, held again, and now is getting a decent amount of volume here. That's definitely getting a nice little push here. Is this what's going on maybe in Hawaiian Electric? I don't know, but I can tell you right now, Duke is getting some kind of buying today. Excel Energy not looking too bad, and a lot of volume coming in there, especially lately. So, hey, utilities are looking pretty strong. Take a look at the XLU on the daily chart, and now you're starting to push out of this kind of downside action. Is this what we're going to see get a little bit of the lift? Then we go to healthcare. Healthcare bounced back today and pretty much all in the green except drug manufacturer specialty and healthcare plans. Where was it important today? Well, I did see some lift in these medical instrument and supply stocks. Definitely getting the lift there in Intuit Surgical, getting a nice little lift there. BDX getting a little bit of a push. And I'm going to keep an eye out on some of these trades, right? I'm looking at MDT. That was a stock that I traded earlier in the week, was looking to see if it was going to come back. Now it's starting to work its way back. These are definitely on my radar. We'll see what happens on like an Abbott Labs. Of course, maybe this starts getting a little bit of a boost, but it doesn't look strong right now. DXCM is one that I like, but this has been going down pretty fast lately, and medical devices aren't looking the best right now. It's looking like more supplies here, getting that lift, and I just don't see too much that stands out to me, guys. There's nothing that really is like, hey, I want to go buying this right now. And a lot of times charts stand out to me. If there's one area that I have been trying to focus on in time, it's kind of like the NFL trade, which could be a trade with DraftKings and Penn. A little part of me was thinking about buying Penn today. I'm really looking for it to go through 25 as the NFL season starts. We'll see what happens to some of these gambling plays like DraftKings. Can it get the jump? I'm looking to see if maybe sometime next week I can drop down really quickly below that 25 and grab DraftKings. But if not, I might have to go buying in the 29s for the gap up move, right? And so you see how it gap down here. I wouldn't mind looking to see if it can close this gap back to the upside. We'll see what happens there. BB talks of buyouts, BlackBerry getting the spike here and definitely getting the spike as of late. And you guys can see this, a little spike there at 11. It pulled back to the VWAP and slightly below, went sideways there. So anybody that was able to buy that pullback, power to you. We'll see what the buyout kind of mention there is. And I would love to see the price. Let me see if there was a price mentioned with that. I'm looking around right now. I mean, it's BlackBerry, right? I don't look too often at BlackBerry. Let me just say that. But I'm looking for the news here. And looks like I see Veritas, or is it? I'm just trying to see here what the price is. I'm not getting a price, though, at least from my Benzinga Pro. It's having some data issues right now. I'm seeing data issues all around. I don't know what's been going on, if there's just been so much hacking lately, but I can tell you right now, it seems like internet's just been struggling. Pan W bouncing back today. Did Snow bounce back? Yeah, Snow bounce back. It doesn't look too bad on that little bounce back. We'll see if the Qs can come back here. Now they're starting to bounce a little bit here. Still going down, though. Hasn't been able to make that move back above 365. We'll see if it actually comes all the way back down into kind of the 363 handle. We made it down there towards 364.20s. Going to look to see if the Qs can come back to the VWAP for the close here. And we are still pulling back. So let's see if we get another rip, or do we get this breakdown back to the VWAP. All right, let's go through the stocks that you guys are looking at. Let's keep going. You guys know where you're at. Money Mitch, been a while, but you were here last year. Hey, well, welcome back, Sunhawk. It's good to see you, my friend. Ben K, DraftKings, you inspired me to grab some shares earlier this week. Yeah, I like it, Ben. And the big thing for me is just going to be, when do we get like kind of the big rip for the opening season, right? Because on opening day, there's going to be a lot of these gambling companies that come out with some numbers, right? They say the opening NFL weekend made this much amount. And that's the catalyst that I think could really give it that push. Of course, I kind of want to be in before it gets that push, so I can be in what I call in a position of strength. All right, let's keep going. Jay says all Dow stocks green. Doesn't happen often. We could take a look at the DIA here. That's the way I look at the Dow. And we could take a look here to see what stocks were green. I don't see all of them green. Jay, I don't know if maybe my thing's wrong, or maybe the way that it's calculating it has it wrong. But I have JPM, Home Depot, Amgen, Walgreens in the red. But who knows? Maybe my TC is wrong here. All right, let's keep going. Byron Pass asking about, when you look at level 2 share size, is that individual shares are in lots of 100, meaning that one represents 100. It all depends on your platform. Some platforms will allow you to look at the actual size on the level 2. Some will actually do it in lots, right? And I think that you just got to look at it platform to platform. I don't want to say something that's wrong for your platform. So if you have that kind of question, I would reach out to like customer service just to make sure you understand how that platform works. There's a lot of platforms out there, and some of them have it different. So I don't want to give you something that isn't going to help you. All right, let's keep going, team. Shop. Let's go to Shop. This is definitely something that's on my radar, especially as we bounced off of the gap zone. But you guys can see we're trying to hang in there right now. I think if it hangs on the 54 pullback, it doesn't look too bad. Amazon needs the lift, right? And so I think that when Amazon really starts to uptrend again, that's when I want to look to get Shop. So Amazon's on the pullback right now, even though it had an awesome report. Shop had an awesome report also. So I'm looking for Amazon to lead and then go after Shop. So leader, laggards. I'll be keeping an eye out for it. All the solar stocks I watched were up today, and yeah, they were. Solar actually leading the technology names to the upside. You can see it here, Cameron. In my right hand side, I can hit technology, and leading from the open is solar names. So that's also how I find what was up in technology, right? First, solar getting a little bit of a bounce back, EMPH a little bit of a bounce back. But if you look at the recent moves, they have been very bearish. Array maybe being the one that's holding on a little bit better than others. That's one thing I will say. Compared to the other ones, this one is hanging on. Run trying to make a comeback, but I mean, look at the last kind of week or 2 weeks action. It's down 20%. Even JKS down about like 33%. This doesn't look good at all. This one used to be kind of a leader here. It's definitely not a leader anymore. SPWR also coming back down. These have a tendency of having some good time going into November and December. So let's see if this can maybe turn it around. SPWR, at least you can have maybe the 690 or the 680 level to go off of, but we'll see if this solar name can even stick around. All right, let's keep going. Fidelity Trader Pro. Fidelity Trader Pro. Honestly, I've never traded with Fidelity. I don't know if anybody else has, but personally, I would just reach out to them and just make sure that you're understanding how they set their level twos. You could also right click and it should tell you if it's by lot or if it's by just pure share size. That's how I always look at it. I rather have the pure share size than the lots. Sometimes it confuses me, but hey, to each his own. All right, let's keep going. CrowdStrike looking strong. Of course, you did get that nice little bounce back in cyber. So I did want to mention that with PanW, you get a lot of the times that CrowdStrike move. And it also moves with like Zscaler and Snow, right? They're all kind of hand in hand and they run with each other. Let's keep going, guys. Let's take a look at what else is making a move here and see how the Qs are doing. Will we get that downside action move here? Let's go back to the 5-minute. We just got some downside action to 63.80s. It didn't get all the way down there to the 63, kind of the VWAP, but we're keeping an eye on it. Let's see if we can keep coming down here towards the support around the 363.33s. That's the next stop I see, but we'll see if it pulls back to that level. It's about 353s here, so we'll see. We only got about 6-7 minutes left in the market. You guys smash the like, keep throwing up some tickers. Fidelity use single shares. There you go. You see, we always got chats that's going to try to be able to help you. And like always, you want to talk to someone that uses that specific brokerage and can maybe at least help you. Was hoping for a power hour Friday dump, but not happening. Don't worry, Explodius. I'm Maximus. I was looking for it too, man. I was looking for a nice little dump here towards the end. We'll see what happens, right? It sometimes does it where it rises and then dumps at the end here. I'm looking to see if we can dump, but who knows? Really, this market has been really choppy today. Let's just say to the kind of to keep it small, right? It's look at these moves, right? All the way back up towards this trend line and then starts to reject the trend line around the 365. So who knows? We could make a move back down. That's why I don't want to go just longing a whole bunch of stocks throughout the weekend because I have no idea where this market's going right now. I can tell you at least the AI bubble seems a little broken. We can see that with kind of the NVIDIAs coming down. AI is one name that I'd keep an eye out for. If this can recover 33, it's not broken. But if it breaks 28, this could easily be right back down to 22, 20, and then you're right back to where this stock came from. That's why I'm keeping an eye out on different stocks today to see if that's going to come back. But for right now, I don't trust these AI names one bit. ARKK getting a little bit of a bounce today, and there were some names that were in the green, some names that were in the red. I think it's just a mixed signal all around, at least when it comes to what to risk on type of trade. WTI trying to close above 80. That's always something good to catch, guys, and really good mention there. Let me take a peek at WTI. I haven't looked at it in a little bit here. Just give me a second there, and I can see the range. It looks like we went down towards 78.39s and then back up through the 80s to 80.45, and now is closing near that 80 spot. That's going to be the watch, guys. We keep playing now and flirting with the 60 flush down or the 70 flush down. We went to 70s multiple times this week, and now we're trying to recover that 80. If we get back up above 82, the oil trade can keep going higher. If we break down into the low 70s, that's when this oil trade can really break. It's been really choppy as of late, and you can see that in Chevron and also XOM. So I like to play the ones that kind of lead a little bit more and hold their trend. Valero is one that I had early on, and I sold it really quickly. But these are the types of plays that I like to trade in the oil game. Give me a little bit more trend than just that sideways action. I feel like XOM a lot of the times gives me that sideways action and a lot of dips below and then recoveries. It's just hard to trade here. KRE, I'm long KRE puts. Let's talk about the bank situation. We've been talking about it since when? And I know a lot of people are always going to say that, sometimes it's hindsight 2020. We created this head and shoulders on 810. That's when we really started focusing on the breakdown. And that was right here. I'm going to put a circle there so that we know exactly the date we started looking for the KRE to break down. And that was right here where we went to 48.50 and a rejection. Now we've been gone down, bounced down. We could come back to 46, or we could be breaking through the 43s and going back into this 42 zone. If we break that 42 zone, that's when I'd really start being concerned. You're right back into this pattern over here, and you're getting into those numbers where you go back into the 40s, and that's when we can start seeing regional banks give up. A little part of me, I've already said it on my Twitter. I'm expecting another regional bank to go. And this is what can continue the downside action in the market. So this is one of my biggest focuses on the market right now. Will we run into some more banking issues? If we run into more banking issues, and one thing that I definitely heard Jerome Powell say today is prolonged interest rates, keeping them higher for longer, higher for longer. Who is that going to really affect? That isn't probably going to squeeze out the global banks, but it's definitely going to hurt on the regional banks. Why? Because they have a lot of exposure at lower interest. And as the interest stays higher here and they're required to what? Try to meet those demands, right? Those loans. I think you're going to start seeing more and more regionals struggle here. And so if I start to see anything like that, and we know how it's been with the regional banks, a lot of the action has happened in the weekend, right? We've come into Monday and found out that such and such bank went down. So that's why I'm taking a little bit more of an outlook here on the KRE. I don't have a position on though. So it's hard to go shorting right now at 43s because to tell you the truth, I don't know if this is going to get a little pop to 46 first. And so I need to see what happens, but I am putting it out on a red flag out there that I'm worried about it. And if you're long on the KRE put, hey, we'll see if you're able to cash in on it. Square is an interesting one. Ben talking about the $25 level. What do you think about it now? Well, it's at the 55 level. And it's trying to get a little bit of a bounce here right off the bottom. And I think you can try to risk off that spot, but man, you're going to have to hold really tight on that. So I would be looking for like maybe a kind of cut throughs where you get a position where the stock gets really close to that level and then reverses off of it. Like even today, you did get a cut down there really close to that level around the 55 where it went to 54.98. That's where I would party, not up here at 55, because if it takes out that 55, it could go lower and quickly. Today, I tried to play PayPal and I got wiped out on that first down move and it just wasn't able to hold on. It was looking really good. It got up there to 61.60. I thought it would get the pop. Nope. Wasn't able to hang on. And then eventually got a little bit of a pop and then dropped down and now recovering. It just seems like we're in a lot of chop zone. And the chop zone is easily how you get wrecked. Well, that's going to do it, guys, for the 4 o'clock bell. Like always, you guys smash the like. I hope you guys enjoyed right here. Start Swing Trade. I'm always going to be here battling along with you guys, whether it be a green day or a red day. Today, for me, definitely also a red day. So if you struggled today, I can't blame you guys. It was definitely a red day for me today. And that's how it goes sometimes. It was a red week, actually, in the day trading game. And swing trading, I only made like 2 or 3 trades. So also red week. There's not many days and weeks where I feel like just not much edge happening right now. And that's how it goes, team. What we'll do, just bounce back next week. The fun part of the market is we get to do it all over again next week. I will see you guys like always. Give me a follow if you haven't done so already. Check out my Twitter at MoneyMitchBZ. I'm always putting out a report, the Sunrise Report, that gives you guys a nice advantage going into the open. If you guys don't like to do too much hard work on the news, check out the Sunrise Report, and that comes out by my Twitter every single morning. You guys smash the like. I'll see you next time right here, of course, on Benzinga. Don't go anywhere, team. We always got a lot more for you guys. And stick around for next week. Next week, we will be putting out Kathy Wood's interview on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that one.